Okay, welcome to the 2000 Tecmo AFC Championship game. Got Philadelphia and New Orleans going. Just making sure I've got everything set here for the broadcast. Okay. So here we are. 4:30 left, first quarter. No score yet. New Orleans with the ball at the Eagles 23. Steve Berline at quarterback, off tackle right. Mike Escott has got 7 and first down on the 16. So looking to get on the board first. New Orleans, not a prolific offense, but probably the league's best defense. Had an amazing 4 yards per pass play, not per pass attempt, but when you factor in the sacks. When you drop back to pass, you're only getting 4 yards. That's almost unheard of. There's a touchdown. Tulamili from Steve Berline. The extra point is good, so it's 7-0 New Orleans. A couple of teams looking to make their first Tecmo Bowl to face San Francisco, who's also making their first Tecmo Bowl appearance. Okay, so Eagles starting at their own 27. See if I can invite folks to join if they want, if I can figure out how real quickly. There we go. Looks like Bledsoe hit Eddie George for 14, and then Eddie George will go off tackle for 15. So quick 29 yards there. First down at the New Orleans 44. You're going to get rid of that silly win probability thing. There we go. And we're left Priest Holmes, and he grabs a couple, 2nd and 8. If anybody else is watching or not. 3rd and 1, Eddie George. There's a flat pass for 9 yards to Jeff Graham. And the Eagles have a first down at the New Orleans 26. Eddie George and run for 2. Sets up 2nd and 8. Early parts of the second quarter. Off tackle left, Eddie George. He had a huge year. Eddie George is one of those bell cow, as they call them, top running backs. Get you 20, 25 plus carries a game. Take a quick look at the box score, just see if there's any crazy events. Missed field goal for New Orleans early. No turnovers, and there's a touchdown. Eddie George runs it in from 17 yards out. Kick is good, and we're all tied up. Just under 13 minutes left. Hello, Jay.
Hey, Tim, can you hear me? I guess not.
So
Can you hear me?
2 yards for Rodney, so it'll bring up 2nd and 8. Short to Jermaine Crowell, incomplete. So we've got 3rd and 8, New Orleans from their own 30. It's going to the 4 wide receiver look with Allstott. Philly 3-3-5. Not sure how much Philly blitzes. I know New Orleans had a buttload of sacks. They had over 60. There's a long pass to Crowell, incomplete. So it's going to bring up a putting situation for the Saints. I think I'm supposed to go back and make sure I'm full screen. Let's see.
Can you hear me, Tim?
Yes.
Okay.
How's it going, Jay?
Good. Thanks for covering this. I was on Thursday when I reached out to you. In my mind, it was Friday because it was my last day of school. The field flip there. So
Sure did. Looks like fumble punt. So there's 11 yards to a run to Gatson, down to the 1, 1st and goal. Chad Morton fumbled a punt and
okay.
Gave New Orleans
Those are killer.
position.
Muffed punts, man. It's like giving up a long gain on a 4th down. Guess right. I mean, there's just nothing you do about it, but they're killer.
Yeah. It's one of those situations. There's people who play Stratomatic occasionally is like, well, if we could get rid of that out of the game, I'd have a lot more fun. Had a commissioner of another league said if there was a way he could get rid of fumbled punt returns, he would. And I'm like, I'm hoping they don't allow that. It's like,
yeah,
that's just part of the game.
I mean,
you can't do anything about it.
It is,
But it definitely changes
through the block.
Games.
So, yeah, I mean, it's the same for both sides. And, now unless you get in the older eras, like we're in those early 80s, you get a number of guys with fumbles on a 10. But, I mean, they're just killer, that nothing you can do.
I could be wrong, but I personally think the fumble on 4 or 10 is when a guy does not have very many fair catches. It's like they're trying to get him so many fumbles per fumble return opportunity. And back in the old days, you'd occasionally, when you didn't have the punt return for the opponent team, you'd occasionally see a guy with a fumble on 2 or 12 if the card was loaded with fair catches. That's how I base it on. Is I can remember back in the old days, I'd be like, why? And then I realized there's a number of fair catches seems to be related to that. So here's short to short being double teamed, and there's a sack. I don't know how many he's got, but I know he was over 60 during the regular season. And as a coach who really likes to go after sacks, I appreciate teams that get a lot of them. That's the first of the game. So first time the Saints have gotten home. 3rd and 14.
Well, he plays that 4-man front, and then he brings some pressure, and it just bumps everybody up.
Exactly.
And he's got good. He goes underneath there. Not going to get there. And he's got good numbers up front. I mean, Kurt's got a really, really good defense, and so and he really knows how to play it. So, so one of these two, it's going to be a guaranteed first-time Tecmo winner. All 4 teams were in the Final Four, where they had never been to a Tecmo Bowl. So it's good to see some new guys getting in there.
Absolutely. And Rondane with a nice guess wrong 7-yard pickup on 1st down.
Yeah, Dane, he gets a lot out of Dane. Dane's got a terrible yard per carry in real life, but with that, he's guessed wrong a lot. And he doesn't seem to hit the 6, 7, or 8. He's always sitting, the edges. So,
I remember because I drafted for Kurt last year, that was something he really needed. He needed some attempts to help his running game. And he's one of the other guys. Maybe we were the only two that was seriously considering Aaron Brooks in round one. I discussed it a little bit. It's like, there's a lot of warts on Aaron Brooks, but when you're looking at Doug Flutie as your quarterback, those warts aren't near as big a deal as like the old country and western song. The girls all look prettier at closing time. Aaron Brooks looks a lot better when you don't have a quarterback.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt.
But there's a lot of those kind of guys in the league. And I kind of looked at it, and I remember kind of comparing him to some of the other guys. It's like, well, when you look at the cards, how much worse is he than Delhomme, Jeff Garcia? And it's like, I'd rather have some of those other guys, but I don't know. There's not a ton of difference. And Brooks has some good years. He's got a couple of years where he's like 20 and 21 short wrong, and definitely kind of reminds me of Elway in his early years, where he's kind of spotty, flat and short, but pretty good long. So there's a 36-yard pickup going deep to Bobby Shaw. So New Orleans threatening again already.
Yeah, this New Orleans offense is cooking. Beerline's no stranger to big games in Tecmo. He won quite a few for me, and I think he won two Tecmo Bowls for me. I know he won at least one. There was one, a couple years where Marino was dinged up, and he stepped right in.
If I'm not mistaken, the Tecmo Bowl 94, I believe he was your. No, 94. Yeah, I think it was. He might have. I think Marino was injured, and I believe Beerline played quite a bit in that game.
Yeah, he did. I closed out the game with him. Marino was about halftime, and I really liked the Beerline card. Had a lot of hits. He was a high snap fumble guy.
Mm-hmm. I remember that.
Yeah. But if I avoided those, he was a nice player. So, there was a -7 on an end run guess right that just blew up that drive, and then put him back at 3rd and 15. It's hard to get 15 yards on a short pass.
Yep. There's going to be good field position to the 15 for the kickoff, and then a 26-yard return. One of the things that sometimes guys bring up about quarterbacks are like, their end runs got this like -6, -7 on 6 and 7. That's pretty common for running backs as well. There's a few that don't do it, and those are very valuable. If you've got a guy that's only got like one big chance of a 6-yard loss or more, maybe 7 is -6 or 7, that's an exception. Most guys have 12 to 15 chances of losing 5 yards or more guessed right on end run. So It's not just quarterbacks. It's just I think a lot of guys look past it on running backs, but it's pretty common on running backs too.
Yeah, that's true. That Eddie George is such a great card. Again, another low yard per carry. He just and see, there's Kurt. He mixes up that defense. He called the first one guess right, and then he just flooded that zone. That's a 12-yard, 14-yard swing if that zone's not flooded. So Kurt really mixes things up well. It's he plays defense very, very well. He's about as good as there are out there. Yep. I always feel like he gets a lot out of a little. All right, I think we might be about ready to go. I was just hanging in until it was time to leave. So thanks for covering. Good luck with this, and good luck to the guys.
Yep. Have a great day, Jay.
All right, you too. Bye-bye.
All right. 17-7 New Orleans, and they've got the ball back now at their own 30. 52 seconds left in the half. There's a flat receiver incomplete. Yeah, the 8s on the running cards can be game changers. You're like, well, there's not many plays that the actual running card comes up. Everything's defender or blocker. But those 8s, I mean, they can go from, if you've got a box reading, it's like an 18-yard off tackle or +8 if there's nobody helping, or you can really knock it down to a small gain. In runs the same. You've got plus 12, guess, with no man in zone, and minus 2 if you've got the linebacker moved up. So you can really make a difference by moving the linebackers on those 8s or not moving them when the box comes up. Only 1 yard for Rondane there. Alan Faneka does not make the block long term. Excellent guard, I believe, with the Steelers pretty much his whole career. And Eddie George back on the field here. Nope, he's going to Henderson. 3 wide receiver look, with William Henderson being a great pass blocker. And 22 seconds left. Philly will try to move down 4-1-6 on the defensive side. Philly will see if they can get down in field goal range. Right flat pass to Graham, but he's got a guy in the zone, so it's going to be incomplete off of Jeff Graham's card. 15 seconds left, so got 2 plays to get into field goal range. Philadelphia had to get to this game via the wild card route, where New Orleans was one of the teams with a bye. There's an end run. Priest Holmes, he's going to lose to, once again, very nice having the guy in the zone. Keeps it from being a first down. So now we're at 3rd and 12. Got 2 plays left in the half, so pretty much looking at a long pass here. We'll try to find a empty flat or something like that. Short to Shannon Sharp, not wanting to throw into the 2-men deep long zone. He's got 11, setting up a 4th and 1. Might as well go for it with 1 second left in the half. Need a 52-yard play here. Long to McKnight. It's going to be incomplete. And at the half, New Orleans 17, Philadelphia 7. Take a quick look at the halftime statistics. 138 yards for New Orleans, 118 for Philadelphia. We've had no turnovers other than the Chad Morton fumble punt return. Eddie George, 52 yards running. Nobody's cracked 40 yards receiving. Brandon's going to take a couple minutes, and I'm going to get some coffee. I'll be right back. All right. So 30 minutes, barring overtime, from now on, one of these 2 teams will be in their first Tecmo Bowl, facing Vinny and San Francisco. It's good to see, as Jay mentioned, some new teams getting in. San Francisco's been knocking at the door for a while. Good to see them get out of the NFC. And New Orleans, and there's other teams I won't be able to mention them all, but New Orleans and New England are a couple of those teams that have had some great teams, but have not yet won a 2 Tecmo Bowls. So it's good to see some of those teams having a shot here. Rob's had a lot of great New England teams, sometimes losing by a field goal in the playoffs. Those are tough. You have a good team, and all of a sudden 1 game and you're out of the playoffs. And some of these guys are really good coaches, put together really good teams, and it's good to see them have some success in the postseason. Always kind of look at it. It's regular seasons for fun. That's where I want to enjoy my team for that year. you can't really control what happens in the playoffs. I mean, you can do the best you can, but if the roles and the game just falls a different way, that there's nothing you can do about it. So might as well enjoy the 16 games as best you can, and just kind of have to take your chances once the playoffs get started. So here we go. New Orleans will start with the ball at their own 31. Take a look and see how many carries Dane has before fatigue. Still got 13 remaining after that run on first down, so 2nd and 7. Short to Mealy. It's going to be a dump off. Short gain, 14 yards. Philly's got a couple of 6 linebackers. And it's going to be a guess wrong flat pass to Sheldon. He's going to get 5. Second and 5. There's a 12-yard pickup. It's the second time on the short card he's checked the interception roll. Philly 35. He's off tackle left, Mike Allstott. And he's got 5. Second and 5, 11:24 remaining third quarter. Short to Gadsden. Must run 4 yards. Set up a 3rd and short. It's going to go from the blocking back formation with Allstott, and it's short to Crowell. It's another must run. Berline picks up 6. Down to the Philadelphia 20. Off tackle Dane runs into a wall, picks up a yard. 2nd and 9. So Kurt's already taken 5.5 minutes off the second half with this drive, and he's hoping to get a touchdown, but I think you'll be happy just to get points and eat some clock. It's still a good drive if he doesn't get the touchdown. It's a flat pass right Deuce, guarded by a 6. He's got 13 yards. All the way down to the Philadelphia 6. Deuce Staley's first catch of the day. Berline 11 of 18, 124 with a touchdown. Short to Tony McGee. Incomplete, guessed right. Good call there by Brandon. Not showing blitz. Not giving away that sniper scope for nothing. He's going to make the receiver earn the catch. There's a touchdown. Berline finds a Tula Mealy. Second touchdown of the game for Mealy. You're all right if your receivers are Mealy, but you don't want your bread that way. So it's 24-7 New Orleans. Philly will start at the 34. Close to half the quarter taken on that first drive. Very nice drive by the Saints. Off tackle left, Eddie George gets wrong. No gain. the great Chad Clifton over there. He's early in his career, but he is like a 5'7" almost every year of his career. I had him for a while in another league and ended up trading him for a guy who didn't have a great quarterback career, but ended up becoming a pretty good offensive coordinator, Byron Leftwich. Third and 4, big play. Flat left to Graham. 2 men in the zone. Oh, his guess wrong. Doesn't have many misses over there, but he found one. Wonder if he'll go for it here. Right now you're down 17. If you gave up a field goal, you're only down 20. So some coaches will gamble here just based on the fact that they're 3 scores down with 21 minutes left. He is going to go for it. Not in contain. Short to McKnight, not double teamed. So he's got the dump off, and he's got it coming up here too, 6 yards. So a little bit risky there for Brandon, but I don't mind it. Again, you're going to have to make something happen. You're down 17. Possessions will be limited, especially after watching a quarter of the second half, 7 minutes go on the first drive. Here's another dump off coming up, 10 yards on this one. You really want a touchdown, but if you can get a field goal, you've got it back to a 2-score game. So you really need points. And run right, guess wrong. Eddie George is going to lose a couple. Once again, not getting a block from an offensive tackle. This time it was Ryan Young. 2nd and 12. There's a draw to Eddie George. Guess right. And it's going to be a fumble. Eagles have it. So 3rd and 14. Linebacker X or short gain, incomplete. So 4th and 14. Pretty much have to punt it here. Just not enough completions for 14 yards on short pass guards. It's 44 yards. Thrash returns it for 10. So New Orleans with a 24-7 lead has the ball, 3:18 left from their own 27. Off tackle right, Rondane got strong. And he's got 5. Same play. And he got 4 this time, setting up a 3rd and 1. 2:06 left in the third. Tight end set here, so Allstott and Dane can run, and Allstott's got 4 yards. Mike A. Jones unable to make the play. Needed to be a 6. Linebacker in his own reading. So 1st and 10. Short yardage, short to Crowell, 17 yards. Kurt doing a good job of mixing up the offensive calls here. Berline 13 of 21 for 147. No mistakes and a couple of touchdowns. Here's a flat pass left to Mealy. Long gain. He is going to score 43 yards. No, he does not. Capped to do the longest pass. So tight end gets the cap at 34 yards. Ball at the Philadelphia 9. Mealy, 5 catches, 67 yards, and a couple of scores. Full house set. Rondane with the linebuck, and that's going to end the third quarter. So Philadelphia is going to need a great fourth quarter to get to their first Tecmo Bowl. Otherwise, the Saints go marching in to face the 49ers. Second goal, Philadelphia 8. Off tackle Allstott loses a yard. Third and goal. Deuce Staley is in. And run left, the Deuce. He's got 5. He fumbles. Recovered by the defense. I usually don't return fumbles on a running play. However, when you're down 17, you got to think about it at least. Still probably wouldn't have, but I might. So Philadelphia takes over at their own 11, dodging a bullet, keeping the score at 17, but they need a scoring drive. Short to Graham, double teamed, incomplete. Would have been a long game, guess wrong. Flat right to Sharp, double teamed again. See Kurt's great defensive calls coming into play here. He's often got great cornerbacks. So while he's double teaming, if he misses one, still got a good guy on a man-to-man on the wide receivers. Short to Pickens, not double teamed. Dump off 10 yards, first down. Bledsoe needed that. 13 of 21 for 101 for Bledsoe. 3 wide receiver, 1 fullback. Looking to Sharp, nobody there. 4 yards. Short to Sharp, incomplete. So it'll set up 3rd and 6 for Philadelphia. Ball at their own 25. Left to McKnight, double teamed, +1. So 3 successful double teams so far on this drive. And Philadelphia will go for it. 4th and 5, ball at their own 26. Short to Pickens, incomplete. So New Orleans takes over at the Philly 26. Linebacker Dane loses a yard. Off tackle left, Allstott. Picks up 2, setting up 3rd and 9. Under 10 minutes left. Looking to Crowell against a 6, picks up 3. Be 4th and 6 at the Philadelphia 22. Chris Brown on for the field goal, and he makes it. So it's 27-7, New Orleans. Still time, 9 minutes left. It's going to be great field position. Philadelphia will start at their own 46. Long to Pickens, incomplete. Bledsoe's had some years where he's had gigantic long gains on long passes. He's got one on 9 this year, so 4 chances. There's a 12-yard pickup of Jeff Graham. Long to Sharp, being double teamed, incomplete. Linebacker double team. Short to Pickens. It's dump off. It's going to be a 17-yard pickup on a short gain. William Henderson, or rather, Jeff Graham gets 17. So we're down to the New Orleans 25. Have to have a touchdown. There's no field goal opportunity with this much time remaining. 6:18 left now. So we've got to score a touchdown. 27-7, 6:18 left, second 10. Long to McKnight. Guarded by 5, 1 man deep. It's another dump off. And that one's plus 47. Carl Pickens will get into the end zone and keep it interesting here. Not much to gain going for 2. Ryan Longwell nails it, 27-14. He goes for the onside, does not get it. So ball near midfield, just inside Philadelphia territory. 5:42 left. New Orleans with a 13-point lead. Flat left to Mealy. It's going to be incomplete on a cornerback play. Sam Madison counts as a 5 in short yardage, so still able to make the play. Second and 10, short to Crowell, so it's going to be 15 yards beating the defender. So Kurt has stayed aggressive as far as throwing the ball. Not just running into the short yardage defense and 3 times and punting. And run left Dane. It's going to be guessed wrong. He loses a couple. So second and 12. Now we're down to 4:12 left. It's going to be a dump off, 6 yards. So that'll set up 3rd and 6. 3.5 left. Staying in a running formation, 2 tight ends, 2 wide receiver, and all stot. Formation I like. It's 3rd and 5 or 6. And it's incomplete to Crowell, so that's going to set up another Chris Brown field goal attempt. He's got it, so the lead stretches to 16. 3 minutes exactly remaining. Those kickoffs take up way too much time. Took 36 seconds off the clock on the kickoff. Change of possession. Should have stopped the clock there. It's incomplete on a long to McKnight, so 2nd and 10, 2:06 remaining now. It's going to be a dump off, 6 yards. It's going to get us to a 2-minute warning. 3rd and 4 at the Philly 34. So we've got to get 66 yards quickly, get the ball back, get another touchdown, and need a couple of 2-point conversions. Long to Pickens, 2 men deep. It's going to be picked off. See if New Orleans just takes the ball. They do. See if he actually runs some plays. He will. He's going to run off tackle Allsott. You know, some coaches will just take the 3 timeouts they can knock off and not risk having a fumble, snap fumble, or rushing fumble. 2nd and 7. 1:45 remaining. Dane being keyed off tackle right, loses 3. He's not a fumbler, so even keyed, he only fumbles 9 out of 1,000. Set up 3rd and 10. Philly uses their 2nd timeout, staying in a 4-3, running formation. Linebacker Dane, guess right. Still got 7. Last timeout used by Philly. Maynard will punt. Chad Morton makes the fair catch. Morton dreading the newspaper write-ups tomorrow, which will bring up how in a 7-7 game he fumbled a punt return. Long to McKnight, incomplete. Long to Pickens, incomplete. Down to 1:07 left, 3rd and 10. Been a great year for Philly. Like I say, had to come through the wild card round to get to the championship game here. Short to Pickens, incomplete. But they're going to fall, and New Orleans is going to be in their first Tecmo Bowl. There's a 12-yard pickup. Second and 10, 45 seconds left. Long to Pickens. There's Trevor Price getting home for the sack. Short to Graham, incomplete. So it's going to set up 4th and 16, 22 seconds left. Long to McKnight. And New Orleans will take over on downs. Get a grass stain on the right knee for Birdline, and that's going to be a wrap. So good game. New Orleans winning 30-14. Philadelphia played a good game, but unfortunately ran into a extremely good New Orleans team who had a well-coached game as well. Kurt always has some successful double teams working. Brandon coached well also, but really tough break on the fumble deep inside his own territory. Kind of that 7 points didn't look all that big at a 16-point final score, but it affected the way the game flowed. Mm-hmm. Kurt, nah, I'm shy as far as jumping on the broadcast. Yeah, and Brandon's right. My team doesn't play well when behind either. You saw most of the fourth quarter, Eddie George unable to be on the field. Eddie George has got a lot of yards because he has a lot of carries, but he's not one of those guys that is Napoleon Kaufman like, where you can count on him in a game where you're way down because he can eat up real big chunk plays a lot. And it looks like this game is in the books. Fun game, and I don't see anybody jumping on. I'm going to go ahead and end this thing as well. Congratulations to Philly on a great season and to Kurt on winning the AFC championship. And we'll face the San Francisco 49ers and Vinny in the Tecmo Bowl for 2000, first of the new millennium. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap this thing up. If Jay broadcasts the Tecmo Bowl, I may try to join in or at least watch it. And hope everybody has a great Saturday afternoon. Take care.